Hey, what's up, YouTube? I figured I'd make a quick video for you guys. I wanted to talk about my favorite organic pest control method. And it's a part of a really great IPM system, integrated pest management. Now, many of your pests are going to overwinter in your soil, and I am a little bit late with this application because I didn't have a hose-end sprayer, so I had to order one. Couldn't find the one that I used last time. Now, I used these for the first time back in 2015, and it seemed to work really great, or it may have been 16. I think 2015 is when I kind of went organic. And that first year, oh my God, the pests were ridiculous. I had harlequin bugs, clicker beetles, grubs all over the place. And really, the reason that I ended up searching for these guys is because I had put down some wood chips. They call it compost at our municipal compost pile, but it was essentially slightly decomposed wood chips. So I put some down on the side yard, and about 6 weeks later, I went back just because I wanted to see if there were any worms, if there was any life, and oh, was there? There were hundreds of grub worms. Now, whether they were Japanese beetles or just June bugs, I've always just assumed they were June bugs. But I made this application, and then I don't think I saw another June bug around here probably another 4 years, if not longer. That being said, I need to apply these again. I'm starting to get certain pressure, not necessarily from June bugs, but I see grubs all in my soil, and I really want to get that taken care of. Now, alternatively, and I haven't used it, but they say Milky Spore is great for grubs. But this will actually kill a lot of different pests in their larval stage. So yeah, but anyway, these are beneficial nematodes. Now, I ordered these off of Amazon, but the first time I ordered them directly from naturesgoodguys.com. They do have a lot of selection for integrated pest management systems. I didn't see Milky Spore, but they sell ladybugs and green lacewings. Personally, I wouldn't bother with ladybugs or green lacewings because they just don't stick around. It does not matter what you do, they're just not going to stay. So it's really, I trust me, I've done it many times and come back in the morning and they're gone. You might find one or two, but trust me when I tell you this, if you have enough of an aphid infestation, the ladybugs will come. They'll show up, and they will take care of business. I'll try to put a little clip in here. My buddy had aphids all over one of his Armenian cucumbers last season, and there were baby ladybugs and there were grown ladybugs. They were just in all stages, and yeah, it was really something to see. And he didn't introduce them. They come. They will be there. Just give it some time. And oftentimes, if you have an infestation of aphids, they'll typically be on your weakest plant, and they'll kind of stick to that one. And if you can sacrifice one plant, no big deal, So go ahead and let the ladybugs show up on their own. But these guys are absolutely great. There are different types of nematodes. These are beneficial. They're predatory nematodes, and there are 3 different strains in this package. And I got 50 million. These actually just showed up earlier this week, and it seems like we might get a little bit of rain, so you want to apply these at dusk, right before sundown. You also need to water before and after application. So just let these guys get down into the soil and do their thing. Typically you would want to do this in fall. but you know, it's spring, and there will be still some pests in the ground that are trying to wake up and wreak havoc. So I'm gonna go and get these applied, and it shouldn't be too hard. I need to go turn the water off so I can well, here, I'll do it the hard way, just so you guys can see. I better load up the. Okay. Now, I don't support this company, but it's the only hose and sprayer that I can find that would work with these. Yeah, so put these in. It's just a dry powder. This is HB plus SC plus SF. I don't know what those stand for. Oh, okay, here it is. Heterorhabdis bacteriophora. And then Steiner Nema Caparaceae. Oh man, I'm failing. Jeez. And then Steiner Feltiae. I don't know, but these are the three that they offer, and they're supposed to have a much wider range of pests that they're going to take care of. So I went ahead and got the 50 million of all three. I think they cost me about $30. This is actually the third application this season because, like I said, I didn't have a hose and sprayer, and I tried using all kinds of stuff that just didn't work. So I had to order this from. Well, yeah, I probably could have found that at a big box store locally. But yeah, so all I'm gonna do. Bring my knife back out. But yeah, guys, when I tell you this stuff really, really works. The following year after I had, like I said, there were, clicker bugs and harlequin bugs all over the place. If you want to look up harlequin bugs, they're pretty, sort of, if you like that type of thing. But they're destructive, and if I'm not mistaken, they're sort of a piercing type bug. They have I didn't take entomology. I want to call it a stylet, and they use it to puncture fruit and kind of suck the sap. And it doesn't inherently ruin the fruit immediately, but what it does is allow bacteria into the fruit, and it rots just slowly. So I mean, if you wanted to consume them, consume your fruit after getting in, it just makes them ugly. They get all like little white, pale-looking spots all over your tomatoes, and that's not attractive. We want to grow pretty veggies, but we don't want to get out here spraying a bunch of chemicals that's going to kill everything. That's just silly. Yeah, it was an old life. Kids, don't do drugs. It makes you grow gray very early. I'm only 38. Of course, that's close to 40. All right. So, I have my. All right. So I'm just gonna stick that in. Get that. I should probably go turn the water off and then hook this up, but I'm not going to because, well, I never do what I'm supposed to do. Alright, so I'm going to put this on the lowest setting because I want it to spread as far as possible. Now I won't be treating the entire yard, just mainly the garden beds, which will have some degree of efficacy. But problem is none of my like large sprinklers are working right now. I've got impact sprinklers. Well, one of them was broke yesterday, and then I completely destroyed it because I was extremely frustrated. And then I hooked up the other one and blew it out, and it just doesn't want to turn. So I don't know. So all I've got to water these in with is my dram water breaker here. This, I mean, it'll do the job, but you know, I'll probably be out here for a couple of hours if I tried to do the entire yard. Plus, I didn't pre-water anywhere else. I was kind of hoping that we get some rain, but it just doesn't. It's gonna huff and puff and not do much else. So I'm gonna put a couple of kinks in this hose. Unscrew. Thought I was gonna have to bite it. I have been known to do that type of thing. I'm actually going to turn this off before. Actually, I'm not real familiar with this type of sprayer. I think that trigger there is going to keep it from going all over the place once I release these kinks. Get it on there tight because I don't want a bunch of leaking all over the place. I'm already getting myself wet out here. Getting myself wet out here. God, I've got to dig up some of these blackberry runners. I'm hoping for a really good blackberry year this year again. It was absolutely amazing last year. We got a lot of rain in May, and I think that really either that or I mean blackberries are just that productive. I only got them in I think maybe the year before or the year before that. I'm not positive. But yeah, see, oh wow, they are spreading far. Okay, that's a bit concerning. All right. Let's see. Cool. All right, let's set this to there. Should be able to, that should work. Oh. Owie. Okay. Now, you clearly can't see these. And also, like I said, this has to be done at dusk because these are living organisms that you're spraying, and they are photosensitive, meaning like if you've ever seen a worm out on a sunny day, they end up baking. These are essentially the same way. They're not going to appreciate having sun on them, so it's definitely worth making sure you do this application in the evening just before sundown. I hope I'm not like way up on there. Let me see if I can. So, anyway, nice and windy, pretty cool. I'm also gonna go over and do the side garden. These salads actually germinated a lot better than I thought they would. They got a big late. These, I believe, are romaine. And then my red mustard's right there. I hope you guys can see that. Whee. And then I don't know what everything else is because I buy a seed packet that just has what's called a chef's mix a lot of times, which is great. I mean, I love just being able to use a prepared mix and don't have to pick out what it is I want to try and grow to make something delicious. All right. Let's get over here before I'm empty. Sure this is working. Don't like it. Let's turn the application rate up a little bit. See if that doesn't make a difference. I went ahead and planted my reindeer peach tree a little earlier. I hope it does well. It's kind of one of those things that I know I shouldn't have tried to grow, but I figure we get enough chill hours. It's just I don't know how well it's gonna handle this Texas sun. But if I must, I'll give it some shade cloth and make sure that it's, I don't know that this is getting any. Let's turn it up even more. Maybe I need to. I might have misunderstood how this is supposed to work. We'll see. Hold on. Hope you guys can see me. Alright, we're gonna put another kink in the hose. There are definitely easier ways to do this. Strawberries are looking good. Alright. Okay, so I think what I was supposed to do was fill the reservoir with water and then put it back. Alright. Okay, so let's try that because it's definitely it's not spraying anything. So, I'm gonna give this a little shake just to, this was so much easier the last time. Let's pull that up a little bit quicker. Alright. Now, these are essentially just microscopic worms here, and now the reviews on this sprayer said that it would apply nematodes quite well. That's yet to be determined. All right. At least by me. You would think they would have a hose end sprayer that works a little better with liquid or powder. I guess you just got to turn it into a liquid. We'll see. All right. So now we got something like a nematode slurry going on here. Please don't judge my house. It's old. Okay. So maybe this will work a little bit better. We got all kinds of volunteers coming up. The garden is actually, of course, it's not Texas spring yet. This is still, pre-spring. I don't consider it spring until it's consistently in the 70s. And, well, if it's consistently in the 70s, then it's probably late spring here. And about to be about 90. As a matter of fact, I think it was 90 yesterday. We've got 90s pretty consistently through the forecast for the next, I think, 10 days. Or upper 80s and 90s. All right, so let me go go back over here. Go ahead and do this part of the garden as well. Some of these sunflowers are gonna have to go. It's just way too many of them. I ain't gonna have anywhere to grow anything. Okay, yeah, so that's actually emptying the reservoir now. And that's really gonna help with these pests. This is supposed to treat for like 200 different pests in the garden. So I obviously don't have all of them, but there's a bunch. I need to get over here under my peach tree too. Peach and the plum. The garden is a mess. I need to take care of some stuff, but I got a few things done today. I got my potatoes planted, which is late, very, very late. But I probably should have turned that application rate down to make that stretch a little further, but it is what it is. And it's empty. So I'm done with that application. I may end up having to apply one more time. I wish I could just time it perfectly where I could get it, you know, either just before or just after a rain, because I'm having a hard time. Perfectly just before a rain would be great. That way I could. Anyway, sorry, I'm just having random thoughts. Yeah, so BT, guys. I mean, BT. That's a different one. I do love BT as well. But it's a different type of pest control. It's an actual bacteria, which I suppose these are sort of bacteria, but not really. Sorry. Yeah, but they ship with an ice pack, so when you receive them, there will be an ice pack. If you can't apply immediately, stick them in the refrigerator. I wouldn't leave them more than about a week because they will kind of deteriorate, not be alive when you make that application. But yeah, guys, give it a try. You will notice a lot fewer pests. I can almost promise you that. But anyway, take care and join along. I want to get a lot of stuff done, especially tomorrow's my last day off for the week, and I'll probably get in here, trim back these blackberries. Might go ahead and get my tomatoes and peppers and eggplants in the ground. I didn't grow a lot as far as long season annuals like tomatoes, peppers, and eggplants. And I'm not growing any super hots, just, you know, regular, normal hot peppers. I may go buy some stuff next weekend or something. I don't know. I'm actually gonna end up growing more tomatoes than I even intended to. Tomatoes are kind of one of those things that takes a lot to keep them. It's just a high maintenance crop. They don't have to be. I've grown tomatoes for years without ever supporting them, and they did fine. They were really productive, but you know, if you want to manage your space better, yeah, sure, trellis them somehow. I never actually single stem them. I try, but it never ends up that way. They end up more like 3 or 4 stem. But I support them, keep them up something. Yeah, last year was an awful year for tomatoes, so I'm really hoping this year is much better. But I am getting a late start, so we're gonna see. I'll give them some protection in the summer to see if I can get them to fruit a little bit longer, and yeah, also to keep, because I'm gonna have to support them and single stem them. they need some protection. And we'll talk about that more in another video. Y'all take care, and I'll see you again soon.